Carolina Blaze and Carlin Pickens return home to Smith Family Stadium with their season on the line. Meanwhile, the red-hot Chicago Bandits can punch their ticket to the AUSL playoffs for the second straight year with a win tonight. As we welcome you to Durham alongside the All-American Kenzie Fowler, I'm Noah Frary. Sydney Supley is here as well, and this is a huge week for the Chicago Bandits. They can clinch a playoff spot tonight. This Bandits offense, she shoved 5 scoreless innings in the win.
So if you're a Carolina fan, you are hoping that Carlin Pickens can find a little bit of this magic, and she held this Chicago offense in check. It was a dominant performance from Carolina, a run rule, 8-0, a shutout for the rookie. And she is at her home field. She is from the state of North Carolina, and this is a huge comeback for the Blaze. They have been on the road, so it's fun to see this team back at home.
Well, let's take a look at the Bandits starting lineup presented by Easton. Skylar Wallace will lead things off. Sammy Williams very well could be the MVP in a few short weeks. Morgan Zirkle playing some inspired softball. And Ilana Agbayani, I think she's one of the best second basemen in this league, will bat 9.
Shortstop number 17, Skylar Wallace.
Pickens is ready. Wallace is ready. Let's do it here in Durham. And the first pitch on the corner for Carlin Pickens. Start of the year 4-0. 5 straight losses, though, for her late in the season. It's not as bad as it sounds.
I think it just feels bigger because of where Carolina was before they went into their losing stretch. So it's kind of interesting. You have 2 teams that are both trending in different directions, and they both started completely different. When we were calling here opening week for Carolina, they were looking like a completely different team than a season ago. And on the other side for Chicago, they started this season 0-4.
Check swing, no swing, says our third base umpire, Carlos Guzman. On third, the Blaze took down the Talons. They would lose the next down a walk-off. First of 6 straight losses as Wallace hits one through the left side. Now a 22-game on base streak for 17 in blue.
She did lose her 17-game hit streak, but she consistently is on base. And a little inside out here. You can see where that pitch was. Carlin Pickens just too much over the heart of the plate for a hitter that has been swinging the bat like Skylar Wallace has.
Bring up Sammy Williams. Williams, an MVP candidate this year. Top 3 in almost every statistical category that matters. She's been swinging a hot bat all year long. .33 average on the year, 7 home runs for the former Iowa State standout. We talked about Skylar Wallace a moment ago, a 22-game on-base streak. That's exactly what you want to see out of your leadoff hitter, Kenzie.
It's been no coincidence that ever since Skylar Wallace returned to Chicago from Japan, playing professionally overseas, that this team just skyrocketed. Having her in that leadoff spot to set the table for hitters like Sammy Williams and allow them to put their best at-bats together with her on first base or second base, and then just the speed that she provides as well.
2 on the way from Pickens. Hit hard into left. Wallace aggressively into second. She'll stay put. Back-to-back singles to begin the game.
Figure out what I need to dial up. Maybe I need to start pitching backwards a little bit. Just a lot of data coming at you very quickly in the first couple of batters.
Far different than Pickens' first start against this Bandits team back in the middle of June. 5 innings, did not give up a run. That game finished up in 84 minutes. 24 minutes. We'll face Morgan Zirkle here with the bases loaded. Zirkle playing in her 165th game in an Athletes Unlimited League. This tenured player in league history. Winning an AUX championship, first 2 years in the AUSL here with the Bandits.
For the Bandits, number 5, Jessica Clements.
Chance to get to Pickens early on the 1-1, grounded to second. Leach comes home. It will not be in time. The speed of Skylar Wallace, enough to score the first run of the game for the Bandits.
Yeah, Jenna Laird, she has needed to go to first base there. That ball is hit way too softly. And it's because how jammed up Morgan Zirkle was. By the time Jenna Laird gets this ball, Skylar Wallace is more than halfway home, and so you just need to...
For the Chicago Bandits,
That was tough for Aubrey Leach because that ball was smoked off of the bat of Mary Jacopo. So Aubrey Leach out in center field doesn't really have a lot of time to get behind it, get her momentum into her throw. She, of course, has to secure the out, but we need to talk about the speed that Sammy Williams has. It is sneaky speed. A power hitter from the right side.
Yeah, sometimes power hitters can get a reputation as being a little bit slow every once in a while, but that's certainly not the case for Sammy Williams. Great speed at the top of this Bandits batting order. Big swing from Jocelyn Erickson, who's coming off of her first career home run in the final game of that series against Portland. Coming off of a brand name in Carly Hoover. That goes down on 3 pitches here as Carlin Pickens picks up her first strikeout. Might have thought she was out of the inning.
new batter, left fielder, number 6, Bella Dayton.
Been there before. It happens to the best of us. It's a good bounce back here, Carlin Pickens. This is a rookie-on-rookie matchup. Yeah, she definitely thought that was out 3. Probably one of those things where you think about the result of what you got, and that ground ball to Morgan Zirkle, in my opinion, should have been an out at first base. So sometimes as a pitcher, you just kind of mentally check that box.
I'll be honest, sometimes I go to the grocery store and forget what I was going there to get. So out there competing. Sometimes you lose track of the number of outs, but 5 straight strikes now for Pickens and a chance to get out of the inning. Just off the plate. Bella Dayton, 9 straight games on base, but goes down swinging here. Pickens limits the damage, gives
Moments where Portland had the bases loaded and she had to find a way out of it, and she did.
Kennedy swinging at the first pitch, drives it to left where Bella Dayton is underneath it. For out number 1, 1 pitch, 1 out for Kat Sandercock.
Kind of unique to see a first pitch fly out because this is a pitcher that usually gets her outs on the ground. Yes, she'll use her rise ball. It's actually the pitch that she gets the most swing and misses on, but you saw that high usage for her drop ball. She loves to go down in the zone, work her defense.
Another first pitch swinging. This time Alyssa Brito grounds to short. Wallace with the easy play, and normally you'd say, hey, for the Blaze, second time you're seeing her, but not the case because Kat Sandercock was not on this roster. She was still pitching in Japan the first time these 2 teams met this year.
That's a great point. So not only are you getting a new look, but you're getting a pitcher that is feeling some confidence right now in pitching her best ball.
ERA just over 1, over 20 in the 3rd innings pitched here in the month of July. Haley Klingler, another player that did not play in that first series, also over in Japan. Back and has made a big impact for this Blaze side. Gill side trying to figure things out, losers of 6 in a row. Klingler in fair.
Men at practice, they only were allowed to swing at the hard pitch. Others had to pretend like they had 2 strikes or only hit pop-ups for the day. She said that reason was to put them back in attack mode and understand this is not the time to float by, but we have to go win battles at the plate.
Already paid off in that top of the first inning. A couple of quick singles, 2 runs. Carlin Pickens had to throw 25 pitches, but got 2 strikeouts of Erickson and Dayton to get out of further trouble.
I just love the fact that Coach Stanton is wanting to challenge her team with just a couple of games left in the season before the playoffs start, and this is a team that is charging into the postseason. So you can kind of rest on that and say, okay, our team's playing great ball. Let's kind of stay where we're at, but not Coach Stanton. She's challenging her ball club up.
Kern hit that off the end of the bat, and the bat snapped. Kenzie, I had never seen that. That's now the 2nd time I've seen that this year.
Now batting for the Bandits,
Little that break here. Oh, right on the handle as well. That ball broke that bat.
Guess when you're pumping it in there like Carlin Pickens, it's not a great day to be a bat. Towards an easy first out as Ailana Agbayani comes to the plate. Big rookie season for the standout from Oklahoma. Some really good second basemen in this league, but when you couple her defensive prowess out at second, her bat late in the year, it might not be a stretch to say that she is one of the best second basemen in this league as a rookie. Texas Longhorn teammates. Wallace, that's off the bag, gets a fortunate bounce. She's got 2 hits through 2 innings.
There is no pitch that Skylar Wallace can't get to, and this is her second hit of the ball game already here in the second inning. Both of her singles have come with 2 strikes, so that just tells you how comfortable this veteran hitter is. Yes, she's up against one of the best strikeout pitchers in the league who throws it so hard, but she has 2 strikes against her, and she's very comfortable.
And Sydney, they had an interesting way of welcoming Skylar Wallace back to this team from Japan.
They did. For every single JDL player that came back to the team, Coach Stan had him speak to the team about their experience. It was really easy for this team to fall in love with Wallace, with how much she gave her heart in her speech, that she missed this community. She was yearning to get back. She said, I became a better softball player so I could contribute to this team. But the biggest thing of being stripped of my family and my friends playing overseas was that I missed how special this league is. She's come back. She says, I'm almost hanging out with the team too much. They can't get enough of me right now.
She had a really nice debut season over in Japan. I don't know about you, Kenzie. I almost felt like I was enjoying it with her. If you followed her on Instagram, she just had so much great content in her time over there this year.
She is a great follow on social. It's a good plug for Skylar. But yeah, I think having Coach Stanton be, the head coach for Chicago and building the culture and being that connecting piece of those players and say, yes, we're gelling. We have a lot of rookies. We're bringing in our veterans back, so we kind of have to do a little mid-season check-in and get everybody on the same page and reintroduce everyone.
Scoring out that ball off the glove of Rudley a moment ago was ruled a pass ball, which allowed Wallace to advance to second. Jenny Williams singled through the left side back in the first, came around to score. Nicopa's sacrifice fly later. Pickens got 2 quick outs in this inning, but having to labor a bit after a 25-pitch first inning. Kenzie, these pitches as a pitcher are a little bit more stressful than early in an inning, correct?
Yeah, and the first inning, you're always going to have your heart rate be up a little bit. That's always a given. But
here at Smith Family Stadium. And we're back in this triangle area for a 3-game set against the Utah Talons, but that was played at the Durham Bulls Stadium. Quite the home cooking being here at Smith Family Stadium, known as a hitter-friendly park. I give it that label because we saw what Megan Grant did here earlier this year. A ball north of 300 feet to right field.
A 190 down the line. That's a pitcher I'm going, all right.
Followed back by Valerie Cagle.
You compare that to the Talons home ballpark where that highlight we saw Bree Ellis smash that ball, but the Utah field is a bigger field, a little bit more of a pitcher-friendly ballpark.
I'm sure you enjoyed pitching in there back in the Pac-12 days, or was it the Pac-10 at that time?
It's funny, I never actually pitched at Utah. I don't know why it worked out that way, but Utah joined the Pac-12. I want to say it was my junior year, and I redshirted my senior year. So we hosted them the first time that they were in the Pac-12, and so I never got to pitch on that field, which kind of bums me out. I get to call a bunch of games there, but yeah, never got to pitch there at all.
Cagle went down swinging, first strikeout of the night for Sandercott, coming off of a season-high 6 strikeouts Facing on a gold here, a slow July. She was dropped out of the lineup at one point. We'd love to get last year's Rookie of the Year going down the stretch. And we mentioned it, for this Carolina team, you lose tonight and you're out of the playoff hunt at that point. They basically have to win out to get into the AUSL playoffs.
On the flip side, Chicago is going, we see our 2-run lead and we got to protect it. We've got to have one win and this team is in. So you have two completely different situations for this matchup. One team that is just trying to keep their hopes and their season alive, and the other one that is in the driver's seat.
This Bandits team still very much in the conversation to be that #1 seed in the playoffs. That comes with some advantages, not having to play in that one-game playoff between the 2 and the 3 seeds. Still a lot to play for down the stretch. 1-2 is high. Sandercock climbs the ladder. Back-to-back Ks, 32 in blue.
Well, Kat Sandercock, she gets her outs with her drop ball, but she gets her swing and misses on that pitch right there, the rise ball. And she sets up her rise ball so well. Saw the spin rotation. The ball was moving.
So when you think about a pitcher like Kat Sandercock, what makes her such a tough at-bat?
And she splits the zone vertically. And so she, #1, gets great spin on her pitches. And it's pretty simple with Kat. It's drop, change, rise. Of course, she uses her location so well. Like that example, it's a drop ball on the inner half that is not over the heart of the plate. So she's cutting the edge so perfectly, getting just a little bit of that home plate, enough that you need it to get called a strike, but not over the heart of the plate where you're going to run into a barrel. And so she's moving your eyes down in the zone early in the count, but then all of a sudden you get 2 strikes and you're finding yourself chasing something upstairs around your eyes.
She has been dominant since returning from Japan, an earned run or fewer in 4 of her 6 appearances this season. That's really good. Counts even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nearly some friendly fire there as Laird sent that one into the third base dugout. Laird's seen some time at short, at second this year. A really nice addition to this Carolina Blaze lineup. You just never get enough of the access that we get here in the AUSL. Some great sound there from Mac Barber, kind enough to wear the mic throughout tonight's game. Sure, we'll hear from her again at some point this evening. Looks like a couple of other pieces that we've talked about. Barbara was not even playing professional softball when these teams met last. She starred for Team Italy in their group stage and then signed a contract with this Bandits team and has really come in and made a nice difference.
Well, I love her story. It's, you know, an unexpected one. Got the call in the middle of the season. Hey, you want to come out of the reserve pool and join one of the hottest teams in the league? Oh, let me think about it. Yes, I do. It's my dream to play in this league. I've just been waiting for the call. I've been waiting for the opportunity. And it's, you know, you talk about it all the time in sports, but what do you do with that opportunity? And she has settled herself in nicely into one of the best lineups, if not the best lineup in the league. And she's been in that 3 spot almost every single game, batting behind Skylar Wallace and Sammy Williams, and batting in front of Morgan Zirkle.
To play with her cousin, Bella Dayton, as well on this team. Follows that one off. And Kenzie, I don't know about you, but the stories of people who come out of that reserve athlete pool and then take advantage, I can eat those up. I think of what Jalen Alchin has done for Utah over the last 2 years. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, you just think about the pressure that these athletes are under because the rosters are on the smaller sides. It's not like college where the rosters are 25. They're 16, and so to crack one of that, that's not fair. That's not fair. It is so tough to pitch to those hitters that have multiple tools. Those lefties that can swing away, you have to respect the power, but they can drop the drag or go to their short game, like we'll see Ailana Agbayani do at the bottom of the lineup, or Bella Dayton use their chop slap, their soft slap.
Jacopo through the right side. Runners at first and second, and one out now. And that one had to feel good for Mary Jacopo, just her second hit in the month of July. As Chicago is in business once again.
First baseman, number 12, Jocelyn Erickson.
Second straight at bat for Mary, where she's seen the ball very well. In her first debut, she had that sac RBI.
And now Erickson wraps one into center field. Chicago going to go station to station. Usual aggressiveness of Shonda Stanton, a bit more passive there as the inning continues.
Jocelyn Erickson, she was the victim of a Carlin Pickens rise ball in her last at bat. So different strategy, not wanting to get into that 2-strike count against Carlin Pickens, and aggressive on the first pitch.
Bring up Bella Dayton, and if you look at her numbers from a year ago, you compare them to this year, eerily similar. Together, another really nice season, has played all over the outfield for Chicago. Exactly the type of piece that you want hitting down in the 7-hole. They're coming home. They get the lead runner. Zirkle is retired. A nice play by Anna Gold at third. 2 outs in the inning, and the bases remain loaded.
Bella Dayton going to her slap.
Coach, we get to take advantage of a lot of the hard work that you and your program have done to grow softball here in the Triangle. Tell us about this fan base and why they love softball so much.
I think it's just a community that understands how important women's sports are, and softball has a true tradition and history here in the 80s of, you know, a pro team playing in the Durham Bulls Stadium. And we've done great things here, and people are behind it.
Coach, are you repping on a gold jersey there, or what do you got?
You know, they made me my own. I'm so excited.
No way.
Yes,
oh, that's so
special.
cool. You deserve your own. But how fun is it to see your former players rep the way that they have? And of course, we saw Anna win Rookie of the Year a season ago, so she's not a rookie anymore, but you have a lot of players that are in this league.
I just love to see how it's grown, and you know, this is an incredible opportunity for them, life after college, which, you know, didn't really exist so many years ago, and they really can do it all these days. They can go into, you know, different realms, and softball in this pro league is really taking off and becoming something that a lot of girls can aspire to join.
Kat Sandercock a moment ago picking up her 4th straight strikeout, struck out 3 straight in that 1-2-3 second. Coach, what would be your approach against Kat Sandercock out in the circle right now?
Man, that rise ball is on today and really tough to lay off, but definitely got to see something down in the zone.
Coach, what is life like for you right now when you're in the off season? You're balancing having a pro team in your backyard. I'm sure you're recruiting, working with your own team. Like, take us into what a head coach is doing during the summer.
Yeah, it's been a hectic one, from, you know, postseason right into transfer portal recruiting. Had to hire this summer and keep up with my kids and their schedules, and my son's in the thick of football recruiting, and so much going on. But it is just a joy to be in this phase of life, and again, just to welcome Blaze here to Durham and to our stadium. I'm just excited for the future.
This one's hit hard into left. Rudley drops it in. First batter to reach since the first against Kat Sandercock. She is aboard.
Coach, what has been your favorite thing that you've been watching from this season for the AUSL? Because I know you've been tuning in, right? You have a personal connection with the Duke facility hosting Carolina, but what have you loved the most this season?
Just being able to walk up to the ballpark and see these little girls standing in line with their AUSL gear in so many different forms and fashions, and their signs that they're holding up and making for the players. You know, the young kids out there are really being able to dance out of a bases loaded situation. Defensively, Carlin Pickens giving up 3 singles, but Chicago not able to capitalize. And this is where you can really start to separate in a game. When you get the bases loaded in less than 2 outs, at this level, facing this competition, you have to find a way to get something through.
And this has been the challenge for the Blaze lately. They've gotten a lot of hits. They've had people on base, but they haven't been able to pick up that big hit, that damaging hit, maybe an extra base hit in a situation like this.
And this is where you want to be in the lineup if you're Carolina, right? In your 2-3 hole, Alyssa Brito, Bailey Klingler, and Val Cagle on deck.
A big swing there by Klingler, and even more challenging tonight without Reese Atwood in the lineup, responsible for over a third of the extra base hits, 10 of the 37 this season for Carolina. Can Klingler deliver? 0-2 pitch from Sandercock, and that one is spoiled.
That ball was way out of the strike zone, and somehow Bailey Klingler was able to get her bat to it. If I'm Kat Sandercock, I take that data real quick, and I'm not throwing anything close to the heart of the plate.
The 0-2 from Sandercock. Maybe caught a bit too much of the plate. Klingler, though, unable to do anything with it. An ERA that's dropped below 1 now for Kat Sandercock. Over her last 23 innings in July. Plays just 1 for 5 with 2 strike counts in this game. Klingler drives it into the gap. It'll get down. It bounces off the wall. That's going to clear the bases. Bailey Klingler delivers, and the Blaze lead in Durham.
Well, this is the swing that Carolina has to have in this moment. Yes, there's 2 outs. Yes, there's 2 strikes, but Bailey Klingler is in this 3 spot for a reason, and she sits on a changeup that's way too over the heart of the plate from Kat Sandercock, ahead 0-2. And Bailey Klingler earned that double. We saw all those foul balls trying to stay alive until she gets a pitch that she can drive, and she got it.
Now Cagle swings through the middle. The Blaze getting aggressive again as that one gets to the wall. A 4-2 lead for Carolina as their bats break through against Kat Sandercock.
And for Carolina right now, you see the bases loaded. You even see Bailey Klingler at second base with 2 outs, but you know this team has the urgency. It is a must-win to keep your season alive, to keep your hopes alive. Some action in the bullpen for Chicago, Taylor McCollum.
And for Carolina, an inning like this has to feel so good because that big hit over these last 6 games has simply been it's been elusive for them. They finally get it here in the 3rd. If you're a pitcher here, Kenzie, you're thinking, I just got to get 1 more out to get out of this inning, right?
Yeah, and you know, it's tough for Kat Sandercock. It's a little bit of whiplash in this inning, and credit Carolina, they've turned the lineup over, so second time through, making some adjustments, especially the top of the order.
Gold off the hands to 3rd. Williams gloves it and records the final out of the inning, but not before Carolina gets the big hit they need and check out the... We talked earlier about how good Agbayani has been in the 9-hole, dribbles that one into center, and the leadoff hitter is aboard. And as a pitcher, that's the last thing you want to do after getting 4 runs of support.
Well, it's why Chicago has the record that they do. This team is not going to go down quietly.
Chicago team that on the year over a run better than the league average this season. 5.4 runs per game, the league average sitting at right around 4.3. Sorry, Kenzie, I can be a bit of a nerd every once in a while when it comes to numbers.
And how about Skylar Wallace? If you're into numbers, she's batting a perfect 500 right now. 2 for 2 so far on the day. But as a season, her average is at the top.
I told you about her 22-game on-base streak. She has reached in every game the Bandits have played in the last calendar year. That's incredible. Last time she failed to reach base for this Bandits team, July 5th of last season.
You can pretty much write her name in that lineup card at the top in that 1 spot, and you can write it in Sharpie.
Here comes the 2-2 from Pickens. Deep center field. This one's not coming back. Skylar Wallace demolishes it to center field, and this game is tied.
Look how fired up Skylar Wallace is, and talk about a response. Carolina is working so hard to keep their season alive. They have a 4-run third inning, and how does Chicago answer? Well, with their hottest hitter doing what she's done this whole season. 3 for 3, 2 singles, and now a home run. The exit velocity on that swing, 79 miles an hour off the bat.
And this crowd not quite as animated as you would expect after that big home run, because that did hit a fan out in center field, and they're having to attend to that fan. And you could see immediately as soon as Skylar Wallace crossed home plate, a number of her teammates looking out to center field. And you have to hope that that kid out in center field is okay. Always a danger when you come to a ballpark like this, but something you never want to see happen. Williams pounds one into the gap in right, makes a big turn. A double for Sammy Williams, and the big bats at the top of the Bandits lineup delivering once again off of Carlin Pickens. And Sydney, you are down now with Skylar Wallace.
Skylar, how important was it after you guys lost the lead to be able to deliver that hit and retake the lead?
I mean, obviously huge. Our pitcher Kat's working out there. Obviously, they're just putting some good balls in play, finding some holes, and our job is to deliver the barrel, keep our approach the same. So I was just going out there trying to move Alana to 2 and get on base.
We talked about earlier how much it's meant for you to come back. How can you put into words what it's like playing with this league, being reunited with your team?
Absolutely amazing. I mean, the resources, the team, the coaches, I mean, everything, the fans that show up every day for us to support us is absolutely amazing. I love being able to represent the game of softball, represent the Bandits, and just excited to really be here.
Well, it's all over your face. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. Thanks, Skylar.
Thank you, and hopefully that kid's okay out there. Sending my condolences.
Rickens gets the ground ball, check to second, goes to first for the first down of the inning. And that's textbook on how you want to play that as a pitcher.
So good.
Stepping in for the Bandits.
I mean, yes, Kaylani is primarily a pitcher now as a veteran, but if you remember Kaylani as an Oklahoma All-American and Player of the Year, she was an amazing two-way player, would play first base and hit when she wasn't pitching in the circle, and so she's one of the best in fielding her position, knowing exactly what she needs to do to get the out and also keep Sammy Williams at second base.
That one followed off, and to your point, I went down the rabbit hole earlier this season, and Jenny Carlson, who writes for the Oklahoman, at one point called Kaylani Ricketts OU softball's Babe Ruth. And I think that's a fair comparison.
100%. Putting Oklahoma on the map, and just what Kaylani and her sister Sam, also that family just means to Oklahoma. You know, Coach Gasso has talked about there is no Kaylani if there's no Sam, and Sam Ricketts, an All-American at Oklahoma a couple of years before Kaylani came to town, but yeah, she put Oklahoma on the map.
This Bandits lineup just continues to hit. 10 hits now in this game, and runners on first and third and 1 out. This is not a fun lineup to face if you're a pitcher.
This lineup is suffocating, and I can feel it up here in the booth, so I just don't know what it's like to pitch.
Who makes the catch for out number 2. Carlin Pickens, her night done for the moment. 53 strikeouts on the year, had 3 tonight. It is a new AUSL single season record. Mackenzie, she struggled a little bit down the stretch. Her numbers were so great at the beginning of the year that it almost makes me feel bad to say that a 3 ERA is struggling, but she's had an incredible rookie debut this season.
She's still my favorite for Rookie of the Year, even though it has not been the results, you know, in the win column the last couple of weeks for Carolina. I mean, she's leading the league in strikeouts. She just set a new strikeout record, and her ERA is still in the top 3 in this league.
Erickson the other way, under the glove of Burrito. Staying aggressive are the Bandits. Here's the play at the plate. A great slide for Morgan Zirkle. It's an RBI single as Erickson advances to second on the throw. And the Bandits with a crooked number here in the top of the fourth.
For Chicago,
This team continues to just push it on the bases. Morgan Zirkle, she hesitated a little bit at third base, and I think her and Coach Stanton, they don't need to talk. It's kind of just a mental thing. Those two are so locked in from their time Coach Stanton coaching Morgan Zirkle at Marshall, and now, of course, Morgan being the head coach at her alma mater. But they kind of looked at each other and were like, you can make it, go. She's catching her breath a little bit.
Chicago with a really nice bounce back inning here after Kat Sandercock gave up 3 in the bottom of the third. Well, Dayton 0 for 2 tonight.
Aggressive big swings in this game.
Make it 17. That one finds the grass. And after the Blaze started this game 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts off of Kat Sandercock, they are now 6 for their last 8 with 4 runs. What's changed for them?
I like how early they've been swinging in the count. When you think about that second inning where it was a 3-up, 3-down with 3 strikeouts for Kat Sandercock, and so of course strikeouts, you're getting to 2 strikes, and maybe just sitting a little bit early in the count, and another first pitch swing.
This could be 2. It will be. The pitcher's best friend is Skylar Wallace. A half inning after hitting the tank to center field, starts the double play.
And this is what...
It's been a special homecoming, but she said at 9 p.m. I had to fly back because I would do anything for this team. You see her in your bottom left. She's a Gold Glove winner. Get this, Noah. She's one of 6 Gold Glove winners on this roster.
Yeah, I was counting the amount of Gold Glove winners that are on this field, and Chicago has 2 of their own. Jocelyn Erickson, she won a couple at Florida, and Ailana Agbayani, she won one at Oklahoma. But you added the Gold Glove from Northwestern and Jordan Red-Lee, Jenna Laird from Missouri, Valerie Cagle from Clemson, Dakota Kennedy and Devin Netz both at Arizona, and of course, Reese Atwood, who we are missing tonight. She is at the SB. She won a Gold Glove for Texas this season. It's impressive.
More gold than they have in Fort Knox. I mean, none of us have seen the gold bars in decades. You know what's exciting about that, Kenzie? There's going to be a lot more gold after this year with the Gold Glove making its return to the professional ranks. Collaboration there with Rawlings.
So Jordan Red-Lee, she's been with a couple of teams with AUSL. She was with the Bolts earlier this season, but missing Reese Atwood, and you see that name that's in the reserve pool. To me, that's a no-brainer.
Every good team has to have that backup catcher. As Kennedy lays out, she's made a couple of fantastic plays just like that in left field. That one a bit out of her reach. Kern grounds it to short. Brito, the throw across the diamond. First down of the inning. If you're Ricketts, what are you thinking out the circle right here?
Just keep the ball on the ground. And that's the thing about having a veteran like Kaylani in your bullpen is nothing is going to phase her. Just thinking out loud, but watching Alyssa Brito throw that ball across the diamond, I think that's a candidate for a potential Gold Glove winner. I think she has the best arm in the league. Anytime that she throws it, I'm always like, whoa.
Anyone who can turn a double play amid action like we saw her do earlier this year has my vote for top shortstop. We've seen her play some third this season.
I know she's fresh off of her MLBX appearance, but where she was swinging a really big bat, but man, her strength is her arm.
And Sydney, I heard you've done a deep dive on MLBX.
Well, as soon as you guys mentioned it, I had to share the insight. In talking to Brito, she said the MLBX was one of her favorite experiences because she got to be one-on-one with her team captain, Ryan Howard, an MLB All-Great. She said, I picked his brain. What's the secret to having a long, fulfilling pro career? He said, every day you have to wake up saying, it's 0-0, I have to go win the day. She said, I took that back to my team, and today is all about starting off 0-0, and it's time to win the day. So she said, shout out Ryan Howard, and she also made a new best friend, an offensive lineman for the Eagles. So she said, I'm also now a Jordan Mailata fan too, but she shined in the MLBX.
Well, don't get it twisted. I think Jordan Mailata was a fan of Alyssa